Weather is a critical issue to road crashes and trauma. It not only impacts truck drivers' stress and concentration levels, but it also affects visibility, vehicle manoeuvrability, route choice, and appropriate speed selection. Sun glare or dazzle can occur even on a partly clouded day, and it can impair a driver's vision. Depending upon the route and the schedule, it can even require an alternative journey plan. Sun protection is crucial for heavy drivers. Not only does the profession result in exposure to UV radiation for extended periods of time, but that exposure is greater on the right side of the upper body. At the other extreme, in rainy weather, aquaplaning can be a risk all vehicles face on the road. Studies have shown that such events for heavy vehicles are highly related to tyre configurations. Extreme weather can cause truck engines to stop working. Very high or low temperatures, as well as high humidity levels, can affect the properties of the different oils and fluids a vehicle needs to operate. Researchers have analysed the significance of how hot weather impacts the freight industry through records of past events and their consequences. Yet the research concluded that a full understanding of these consequences requires more study and close collaboration with industry.
Slow down, and the amount of spray that comes up on a truck, you can lose a car if it's really heavy rain. You can lose a car in the spray that comes up off the combination, and especially in wet, give trucks extra space. Don't run the risk of getting hot and friendly with a truck. I'd say that in fine weather as well, but especially in wet. And then snow, well, it's off the charts. But and the floods that we've had recently, the roads are compromised, as in potholes and road repairs. And that's going to be ongoing for the next, I'll pick a number, probably 2 years, if we don't have much rain this summer coming, which I think it's up here at least, we're due for another wet one.
When you say a weather event or an extreme one, how do you prepare for it? What do you do?
For an extreme weather day, well, you definitely slow down to start with. You plan your route, I suppose. You know the local areas where it might flood and that type thing, and you're on the lookout for, you don't want to be aquaplaning, obviously, back to when you empty, that type of thing. And can also affect the amount of traffic in different places too. Might have to go a quieter route to avoid a lot of cars that might be sitting there too scared to go across the water type thing. And yeah.
You have to watch it. You have to really watch it, especially in our configuration, because if you had to hit the anchors pretty hard, the trailer might come around you. So you have to be really vigilant. Always, especially after a dry spell, I always tell my kids and my family, when it's been dry for a few days, you have to back right off even more, because there's a lot more oil on the roads are slippery, and now these floods that we've had, like a lot of the roads are, like there's a lot more potholes, there's heaps of potholes on the road, and they can do massive damage. Like they've been doing this road up for ages, but you'll find anywhere you ask, there'll be a lot more potholes on the road, because and that can cause people to swerve when they're not wanting to swerve, or hitting it and when they're half asleep on the steering wheel, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's really dangerous time at the moment for these weather conditions.
With the tippers, they're very light in the back, and the trailer's obviously very light, and to lose that in the wet is probably when you have to be the most cautious when you empty. Even when you're coming up to an intersection with you got to watch the amber and red lights more when you empty, I suppose. Because you don't want to be skidding up to the intersection or halfway through it or that type of thing, yeah.
Subscribe to the Bureau of Meteorology to receive alerts in case of poor weather conditions that could pose a risk. During winter and wet weather, reduce your speed, maintain safe distances to nearby vehicles, and never drive through floodwaters. Drive to the conditions. Keeping a safe speed can help you identify sudden changes on the road and in surrounding areas, and in the case of emergency, give you valuable seconds to react. And adverse driving conditions in extreme weather are exhausting for drivers. Plan for more regular breaks during your journey. Sun protection and proper hydration are a priority, not only to protect your body, but also to ensure that your brain can make safe decisions whilst on the road. Direct sun or its reflection can blind you. Sun glare affects vision, making other road users difficult to see, and this increases crash risk. Use the visor or sunglasses in situations with high glare. Remember, your vehicle and the sun will constantly be changing position, so if the reflection doesn't let you see the road clearly, consider taking a short break.
No, just always have your sunnies on. Really, you got to know, most professional drivers are aware of certain times of the day where the sun's going to be, you know, like going up certain driving from different areas. So you're prepared that you're going to be driving into the sun. Let's say if I start at Werribee, let's say, and I've got to load into Footscray or something, I know in the morning the sun's going to be straight in my eyes. Straight away I know near the baseball centre, 9 times out of 10 there's probably an accident because people will come flying around the corner and there's sun and all of a sudden they can't see. And without fail, I don't know how many times there's been accidents in that same spot, but you just got to be prepared for that because I know, I mean, I've been doing it a long time, so I know roughly what to prepare for.
A good pair of Polaroid sunglasses, always on the ready, and we're obviously got the long sleeves with a wholesome type thing for the sunscreen, the SunSmart point of view. But other than that, you're probably a bit more wary of your tyres and things in the heat, and you're thinking about making sure they're up to date and not too worn down. You don't have a blowout or a steer tyre blowout or anything like that, which has happened before, which can be pretty scary. Yeah, things like that. Everything's working harder when it's hot. You got to have your truck maintained right, all that kind of thing. It's a hot day is gonna find you a little problem that you've got. It's gonna and could leave you on the side of the road too. Yeah.
Train for challenging weather. Consider scheduling training sessions during days with rain, wind or fog, or if possible try to recreate them to help drivers get familiar with the conditions. Plan for extreme weather events and have set guidelines for what drivers should do in case of finding themselves in such situations. Clear communication and recurrent training are critical. In the United States, logistics companies are starting to include more weather-related activities into their training programs.